Have you ever heard something so outrageous that you stop scrolling and ask yourself, wait, what did he just say? Well, fasten your seatbelt, because the internet is burning up once more. And it's not just any influencer collapse this time. Jim Jones is here. After a performance that went terribly wrong, he supposedly suddenly exploded backstage like a ticking time bomb. It wasn't simply a small dispute according to sources. We're talking yelling bouts, complete mayhem, and a leaked audio track that is so unpolished that even ardent supporters are starting to doubt everything. Here's the worst part, though. In some way, Casey's husband was thrust into the center of everything. And what transpired next could alter your perspective on this whole convoluted web of ego, devotion, and celebrity. What actually transpired that evening? Who made the audio recording? And what's causing everyone to suddenly stop talking about it? By the end of this film, you'll realize why this private dispute may be the largest scandal the hip-hop industry has witnessed in years. This is where it all starts. Then, the evening that transformed what could have been another glamorous backstage moment into a full-fledged carnival of secrets, egos, and treachery. Following his most recent live performance, energy off the charts, Jim Jones was feeling quite good. His name was yelled by the crowd, the customary flex. However, something broke when the lights went down and the rolling halted. The atmosphere altered, according to a backstage staff member who, incidentally, says he wasn't intended to speak. As soon as Chrissy's husband entered, to be clear, this was not their first embarrassing experience together. This place has history. Murmurs of unpaid favors, rumors of hostility, and that one event from years ago that both sides vowed to keep hidden. However, it seems that when pride is involved, the past doesn't remain hidden. According to people close to the incident, Jones was already upset due to managerial problems, financial strain, and maybe even drama, and Chrissy's husband's casual remark was all it needed to get him upset. Some claim that the joke was overdone. Some say it was an outright insult. The moment struck like petrol on a lighted match. Whatever it was, the supposedly private chat quickly devolved into what is now known as the leaked tape that is circulated online. When phones were pulled out and voices were raised, the most bizarre portion comes after. Regarding what was really stated, no one can agree. The audio tape that has been doing the rounds, it's chaotic and muted. A few familiar voices may be heard yelling. And you don't believe I'll utter that clear-cut line? I constructed the entire thing. The internet meme of the day is that one sentence. The catchphrase among conspiracy theorists and pop culture nerds worldwide. But there's more going on here than just the noise. A break in a long-standing partnership that formerly characterized a whole segment of the hip-hop industry. Fans are already making connections, bringing up past tweets, interviews, and even mysterious Instagram captions that seem incredibly important all of a sudden. Was this conflict always simmering? Did we just see what everyone knew was going to happen? The explosion? According to one source, they had been feigning coolness for years. This was no accident. That was inevitable. The hypotheses grow in popularity along with the tale. Some claim that all of this was a publicity hoax to encourage people to start talking again. Some people think it's entirely true and that the events behind the scenes are only the start of a far darker reality of betrayal, allegiance, and lost money. As if things couldn't get much messier, rumors about who released the recording begin to circulate. And believe me, everything changes the moment you hear that name, because this is when things start to become crazy. That audio leak wasn't an unexpected development. Several purported industry insiders claim that the footage was directly from a member of Jim Jones's inner circle. Yes, you heard correctly. It wasn't just any fan or backstage employee. According to reports, the individual who struck the record was seated a short distance from Jones. Someone he trusted, who had every incentive to want the public to know about that instability. One urgent question is now circulating the internet. Who gains the most from seeing Jim's reputation go off overnight? Blogs went crazy within hours of the audio being released. Everybody is analyzing every word on YouTube channels, Twitter threads, and gossip pages, lip-reading hazy video, and claiming to be able to interpret the background sounds. A transcription of the audio was even posted on one website. However, half of it reads like fan fiction. According to that purported transcript, Jim accuses Chrissy's husband of stealing connections and chewing his brand before accusing him of being the cause of the collapse of this entire enterprise. Quite dramatic, isn't it? People did, however, believe it. Why? Since drama sells? Additionally, they have long wanted to see Jim Jones's career take off. Chrissy's husband, meanwhile, isn't keeping silent either. He has been liking dubious postings, making cryptic remarks during interviews, and adding captions as though the actual ones are aware of the reality. Fans are noticing every little detail, even if it may appear inconspicuous to the untrained eye. All of a sudden, everyone is a detective, certain that a huge cover-up is taking place behind closed doors. Anonymous accounts are implying that this is more than simply a dispute. Screenshots are being circulated and memes are being leaked. According to one purported leak, the altercation even began over money that was missing from a recent event series that Jones supposedly planned but never paid out in full. According to a different version, someone betrayed allegiance by giving rivals access to confidential group discussions in return for a little amount of notoriety. A crazy rumor even circulates that a documentary team was there, filming everything. Consider that. The footage captured the moment that ended years of friendship. And the industry is subtly in a panic as the fans go crazy. People worry about labels. According to reports, sponsors are retreating. Even a few of Jim's longtime associates are abruptly pulling away. That's what the PR pronouncements imply, however. His camp is so quiet that you can almost feel it. Just radio silence, no explanations, no denials. Additionally, quiet often indicates one thing in the entertainment industry. They're attempting to limit the harm. The internet, however, doesn't wait. The fire spreads once it begins. And now it's getting to everyone, even those who are just marginally involved in the conflict. Relatives, friends, and previous co-workers. Nobody is immune to getting pulled into the story. And something more spills right as the mayhem seemed to be at its zenith. A second, shorter, but far more damaging recording. Everything is altered by that second recording. This one is really clear in contrast to the first. There is only voices.com and tight negotiation that sounds a lot like a cover-up, no background noise, or muted yelling. One of them adds, "We can't let this get out," and then they provide a terrifying response. It's too late already. Although Jim Jones's staff maintains its AI-generated gibberish, fans are certain it's him on the recording. Isn't it convenient? Here's the issue, though. The pauses, the tone, and the rhythm all completely align with his previous interviews. It's a really convincing one if it's phony. The public's response was utter chaos. Overnight, hashtags became popular. Podcasts analyzed the new footage in detail. Some claim it is the end of Jim Jones's reputation, while others claim it is all a clever marketing ploy for a top-secret project. In any case, the material has evolved into the pandemonium, and that's the actual deal in the digital world of today. The so-called official answers follow, as Chrissy's husband shares a prayer emoji and remains mute once again. A lawyer from Jones's side makes a general statement on possible defamation and illegal recordings, which naturally just feeds further rumors. Major venues are evaluating their contracts, according to news outlets within a day. Additionally, according to one insider, Jones has been temporarily barred from attending a number of business gatherings. Perception turns into reality, whether it is true or not. Anyone can appear guilty based just on the headlines. Additional anonymous sources surface behind the scenes. People claiming to have seen images, texts, and even receipts link this to a battle for ownership over one's image and branding rights. This was never about a single altercation, according to one purported former aide. It all comes down to who gets to control the story. And that statement really resonates because it captures the essence of how this whole situation feels. In the digital era, when exposure is both the weapon and the wound, there is a struggle for control, fame, and image. The internet, meanwhile, keeps up with all the updates. Millions of people watch reaction videos. Influencers leap in with the pretense of insider knowledge. Alright, Jim stays silent the entire time. No excuses, no interviews. Just meticulously arranged images that convey no meaning at all. By this point, the quiet feels like a loud dot. Whether the audio is authentic is not the question. Why it came to light now is the question. Some claim it's retaliation. Others believe it to be internal sabotage. However, an increasing number of supporters believe that this marks the start of something far more significant. That someone in some place desired to destroy everything in order to recreate it in their own way. A dot. One thing is evident when the dust settles. The harm has been done. Reputations and careers may rebound, but the internet never forgets. Now, that one night and that one dispute have become legendary, preserved via leaks, responses, and conjecture. If history is any indication, the true spectacle in the realm of celebrity does not take place on stage. What do you think then? Was this a ruse? Or when the cameras weren't intended to roll, did the truth finally come to light? This narrative is far from ended, so please share your ideas in the comments section. Additionally, be sure to like, subscribe, and keep checking back if you want the actual tea before it becomes newsworthy. Please remember to like, subscribe, and follow.